All right, we are at River Rat Motorsports here in Havasu, and Jason, the manager, is hooking us up. He's opening the doors on the day that they aren't even open and showing us all the cool cars they got. They got some CF motos if you're on a tight budget. Got some YXZs for you YXZ fans. But the big reason why we're here today is because of the KRX. So now KRX is really trying to step up their game. We just saw some patents, and it looks like they may be going to a 4-cylinder supercharger, right, Jason?
Yes, they're bringing that street bike motor over to the off-road game.
So that thing's gonna be a pretty rowdy car. That should have some pep in its step.
I would say so. They're 230 on their street legal Ninja and ZH2 models.
Okay.
So, and then there's potential for more.
Potential for a lot more.
What do we got over here? Can I get a River Rat t-shirt?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, so yeah, we're gonna go over and cruise the KRX. So now this is just your standard KRX. It's not the 4-cylinder because obviously the 4-cylinder hasn't came out. Got the supercharger kit here from Kraftworks. Hopefully you can see that. We just kind of wanted to drive and see the difference and see, you know, the pep in the step with the KRX. I mean, me and Chad would be big fans of KRXs if they had a little more pep in their step.
They're a good looking car, man.
Oh yeah, and they're built well.
I think they're kind of leaning into the rock crawling stuff and the trail stuff.
Yep.
And which makes it a really unique car.
Yeah.
But who knows how it's gonna handle in the dunes and stuff. Now I have seen the KRX in the dunes when Tim came out.
Yeah.
Tim 1 and Tim 2.
Tim 1 and 2.
And it was a little bucky. It bucked quite a bit. So
Kawasaki's about to throw like a lot at us.
yeah.
You know, it's kind of been the last few years. It's like, okay, like we're all just eagerly awaiting that next step, right?
Well, this is their first car, and they came out swinging.
I think the first car was pretty good.
I don't know anyone that owns the KRX that doesn't absolutely love it.
Everybody swears by them that owns them.
Yeah, they love them. I mean, even we have some friends that have the Pro R 4-seater. They still bought the KRX 4-seater. So it's just two different beasts, you know. But everybody that owns one of these, they love. I mean, the looks are amazing. I really feel like the new XPs kind of took a lot away from the KRX look.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody can deny that. But it's a good looking car, man.
No, it's a good car, and you know, everybody's ranting and raving how well like Kawasaki stands behind the car too. So if they have issues, Kawi really takes good care of them and gets them fixed. So
hopefully Jason can go over some of the specs of the new car, what you know.
Well, I just know from what we've worked on the street bike side. So we have a ZH2, that's the supercharged street bike motor that's going to be in this car. Tuned, upgraded blow-off valve, and it belongs to a local customer. It's an amazing machine. So I know that they can take that, put it in this, and tune it to 300 plus, I'd imagine. That's a street bike race motor. So
yeah,
I'm worried about
motor.
Yeah, there is another picture that came out regarding a different clutch setup. So I don't know what that is yet, but they probably said there's a lot of power. We need more durability. And then with the suspension add-on, I was like, well, if we're going this fast, auto dampening, I mean, A-arms, that's...
So you think they're doing a big move with the suspension and the power, not just the power?
Absolutely. I think it's a whole package.
Okay.
Because right now with our upgraded clutch, this does 75, 80 miles an hour. I mean, as we all know, these big cars, they go over 100.
And what's the clutch brand that's in there?
It's something that we developed with a friend of ours, Mr. Chapin, and we've now been able to sort of automate that with the clutching. So reduces the RPM, 800 to 1,000 RPM, and then increases your top end by 10 miles an hour.
Wow.
So a lot of folks think that, well, especially here in the desert, we want a little more top end.
Yeah.
A lot of open washes. So that's why we did it back in 2021. It's been going well. We sell them all over the country.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's something that you guys developed.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, we partner with a machinist
right here at River Rat Motorsports in Lake Havasu City.
Yeah, nice.
And in Bullhead City.
Yep. All over the world.
Well, yeah, we were gonna go run these out and see how the supercharged KRX does. Kind of, you know, two different kind of price points here.
Well, there's a honey wagon.
We kind of wanted to see how they would do together, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to drive it, I think.
Yeah, I've drove KRXs, but I've never drove it with the supercharger.
Gotcha.
So I'm excited for that.
Nice.
We've been wanting to get down here and do this for quite a while.
I want to show a few things though that we changed on this. Obviously we went to 33s over a stock cars at 31s. We have all things UTV tender springs, help us with our suspension and our ride height.
Dad's excited. He's getting in this thing.
Yeah.
Tell me how she drives with that supercharger.
It's got a really nice cab.
It's a very roomy cab.
Yeah. Doors are nice, man. Nice and solid.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about these doors already?
They don't click.
They don't open suicide.
Yeah, I do like that.
I hate all the suicide doors, man. This is nice. This is a big door.
And having the handle on the outside and the inside. Yamaha only has it on the inside. To point out too, you have the battery access right underneath the driver's seat.
Oh, easy to get to then.
Yep.
Well, that's nice if you ever got to jump it.
Oh my god.
You gotta take the seat off.
I have to take the seat out of mine.
Chad might be wanting a KRX now.
Alright, check this out, man. Look at this. Come here. Look at this.
Brake.
Look at this e-brake. Dude.
Loving it.
So, I wonder if you can Tokyo drift this thing.
Not a whole lot of KRX content because we're not big KRX guys because of the pace. But now with that 4-cylinder potentially coming out with that patent and it's supercharged, this is something we're getting excited about.
It's going to be a contender.
And I mean, any of you guys have gotten in a KRX, you know how it's really well put together. What are a couple of your favorite features, Chad?
Well, it's interesting because the ride height is totally different than the Pro R or the Wildcat or the Can-Am. You really have a great field of vision. That hood goes straight down. So your field of vision is amazing in this car. I mean, this is so open. The windshield is so open, so you've got a great field of vision. So there's a lot of things that I do like about it. Right out of the gate, I think this car would have been so awesome over the weekend for our rock crawling adventure.
For what we just did, this would have been a perfect car.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was impressive. He just really does it.
For the field of vision, it's definitely lower geared. This is like putting it into rock crawl mode with the Pro R. I can already tell it's not going to be, you're not going to win drag races.
Yeah.
With this setup, but you're going to have a lot of power. Just like Jason said, you're going to step on the gas and instantly feel it.
Well, the thing I'm all here for is right here. So we got that, which boom. So it's kind of all masked up, so we can't see it well, but this is the kraftworks supercharger right here. So you guys have done a lot to it. Roughly, they're saying what, 170 horse?
Right.
And then about 130-ish to the wheels is what we're going with, right, Jason?
Yep, that's what's on kraftworks. Nice intercooler, no additional heat with a belt drive pulley system.
Really easy to slap on, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, if you're mechanically inclined, you could probably put this together yourself in the garage over the weekend.
Yeah, I know that's one thing that when I met with them, they were pretty proud of. Like, kind of almost any Joe Blow can go out and put that on. I don't know about me, but most people, let's put it that way, you know?
Look at how the car is like scalloped this way.
Yeah.
And then the quarter panel is tubbed from the factory. You'll see this on like the Can-Am King of the Hammer cars, where it's tubbed that way. So a lot of where you're getting into the boulders and stuff, where we're just crushing our tree kickers and stuff like that, you won't even touch this car. And then you're open right here, so any rocks that would hit here, you're good on. And then, you know, you're gonna ride on the trailing arm and ride onto the tire. So this is, I can start to see why this thing is the king of the rock crawlers, you know?
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential. I mean, we've kind of always known out of the gate, it's been kind of like, that's been its best habitat, is the rock crawling.
The next model is it going to be the same car, or is it going to be different chassis and everything?
You know, I think they have the frames, but as some of the pictures have shown, the way the motor is mounted, there's a large support beam, so they can easily mount that 4-cylinder in there. You know, and that's what the specs on the patent show.
Okay.
So we're gonna see.
They're gonna kind of 90 that motor, right? Is that what it's kind of looking like on the patents?
Yep.
And then they're gonna throw a supercharger to it and a 4-cylinder to it, right?
Yep. With a different clutch setup apparently, which we don't know a ton of.
Like, not only are they doing motor, but they're also doing like a 4-cylinder motor now. But now it's looking like a supercharger to go with it. Then obviously they're gonna redo clutching, because I mean, you can't do a, you know, 100-horse car and then throw down 200 plus and then think the clutch is going to hold up.
And they're going to have the electronic sway bar disconnect, which no other side-by-side that I know of has. That'll be the first.
That'll be huge.
That's like Jeep and Bronco level.
Yeah. And then suspension, I mean, have you seen anything in the patents, Jason, about the suspension specifically? Like what they're going to do? Because obviously you're not going to be able to run the same kind of suspension when you're doing, you know, double the speed, more or less.
Right. I think they're going to do those additional dampeners, or maybe go to a you know, a bypass or a triple bypass setup, which is what we're seeing in the big trophy truck cars.
Yeah.
So that's really the next level. And,
yeah. Well, they already kind of do a live. They already do a live valve, so really, I mean, they're kind of already there. They're already playing with live valve, and now they just need to more or less up it.
Yep, bigger shocks,
bigger power, capacity. Bigger shocks. I'm way excited. Like this is what gets me on board with Cowie, because anybody I've talked to that owns a Cowie loves their Cowie.
Yeah.
I have yet to have anyone complain about anything besides we all know it, the speed and the power.
Yeah.
Are they thinking of doing this stuff, you think, this year or next year, you think, Jason?
Well, my experience with patents has always been they've actually it's sort of like everything is hush-hush to the very end, and then they need to file the patent in order to release the product. So they've filed the patent. As soon as that patent's done, there's already a plan in place to produce and release that product. So
is there a release date for KRX yet?
No, but in October, they are talking about, I'm not sure on the date, but there is a dealer meeting in Phoenix.
Okay.
Which Phoenix is being in the Southwest. This car built for the Southwest. Sort of a gut feeling is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Crossing the fingers, being hopeful, but that's sort of where. And if that's the way Kawasaki did, for example, when this car released, we were at the dealer meeting in Palm Springs, and there was trucks already all over the United States getting ready to deliver to the dealership the first model. So it was announced that day, and it showed up at the dealer the same day.
That's awesome.
I don't know if that's what they're going to do following, but that's what they can do.
That's their history, though. So that's good history.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted to make a deposit, can they do that?
Funny story, but yes, I did have people put deposits before the car even existed.
Yeah.
The same with the 4-seater. Jeremy McGrath was, you know, a big supporter of the Kawasaki KRX, so he's hyped it up on the development level. But we'll see. I mean, they can, but we're very impatient.
Yes. We all want it now and yesterday, you know?
Exactly.
You want to be first on the list.
Yes.
Yes.
So come see Jason for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Give us a call.
Yes, it'll be awesome. So I say it's time, right?
Let's go, Rick.
Yeah.
Let's see how the Supercharged KRX does. What do you think of the KRX with the Supercharger?
It's a lot of fun, man. I feel like, you know, obviously it's not as fast as the Pro R, but this thing is planted. It's very stable. It's got plenty of power with the Supercharger. It's not like you're taking off, but it's nice, even power. Like to get up the dunes, up the hills, you got plenty of power. But this thing does not make a noise. Like,
really quiet.
There's not a creak. There is not a rattle. This thing is so, and he's got a window aftermarket cage. I mean, I can't make the thing knock in the suspension or anything.
Really?
Like, you got to drive it and check that part out. I really feel like if this had a full cab on it and air conditioning, like this would blow the doors off.
The next
like
Expedition?
Yeah. I mean, this car is super comfortable, and like I said before, the line of sight is amazing, but it is quiet. This thing is super quiet. About that.
This thing is the quietest thing I've ever drove.
Never driven anything quieter.
I've never drove a quieter side by side. So yeah, I'm really excited about the future of KRX here, just with what we talked about with Jason. The whole fact that it looks like they're going to go to a 4-cylinder with some dampening. You're going to be able to change the sway bar, just automatic. Also the fact that we're probably going to get a supercharger with it. I mean, it's going to be competing with the top-end Pro R and the top-end Can-Am, whatever that may be. So pretty excited about this car, because I was going to say we have about 3 heavy hitters. So this turns it into 4 heavy hitters.
Yeah. So what do you think about, I felt like the power was there. I just couldn't get it up to like a top speed.
Hey, kind of like Jason says, it's kind of, you know, I would probably say the KRX with the supercharger, the way it sits right now with the 2-cylinder, I'd say it's in between that NA power and that Turbo S power. That's kind of what Jason thought too, right, Jason?
Yeah, it's
that's
right
kind of where you would sit there in the power like, it would probably walk some of these slower NA cars, but it's definitely not going to be a Turbo S if you're looking at speed-wise difference. But yeah, I mean, great car.
Yeah. Really surprised on the comfort, the quality. It could be, as far as quality, it could be the best that I've ever seen. Awesome. Well, Jason, thank you for letting us rip the car.
Thanks for getting me out.
Thanks for River Rat. Like, you guys are awesome. Thanks for letting us check out this car, and let us know when the heavy hitter comes.
Yeah. Talk again in October.
Yes, I can't wait for October.